Welcome to Human to Oxygen. I am Gabrielle Andrews. Let's get some light in here. Make sure y'all can see in the sink though. I think that's pretty good. So today we're making some barbecue ribs to go with that coleslaw. So ribs, so many ways you can cook ribs. Some people like to boil them. The juice out is soaking in water. Some people like to just throw them in the oven and heat them up and think they're done, and they're actually really tough because you didn't cook them slow. The secret to a good juicy rib is to slow cook it. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to get the ribs started, and the finished product we'll do a post later. You catch it on the Instagram or on Facebook. But let's get these ribs started. So today when we do our ribs, we're going to be doing them on a baking sheet, and we're using a rack. I have it placed on the baking sheet, and let's get these ribs open. So first things first, of course, we're going to rinse our ribs and get all that gunk off. And these are St. Louis style ribs, Right now I'm only cooking for two, so one slab will definitely be enough. So let's get that plastic off. Now we're going to give our ribs a rinse. Just give it a good rinse. Get all that gunk and blood off, right? And I like to let them rest. I'm going to let them rest right on the rack. Why am I letting them rest right on the rack? I'll show you. Got them kind of hanging out. It's just so whatever water drips, just be a little moisture in there. As I said, I'm not cooking them in water. We're going to slow roast them. Wash my hands. And then we'll get on to our spice rub. Everybody has their favorite spice rub when it comes to ribs, You put what you like in it. Today we're going to do a pretty simple spice rub. Now I got some pepper. And you pretty much use what you have in the house, If you got it, use it. Or you can go get it, but sometimes cooking doesn't have to be so complicated, Some onion powder, garlic powder, and I'm using maybe about a tablespoon of each, pretty much. Paprika, depends on how much meat you need to season. You can always go with more. I got some parsley flakes, which in this case, I'm going to pour out, but I'm going to crush them up a little bit before I put them in there, so they're not as big. Cumin, I'm going to go a little lighter, maybe about a half a teaspoon. Excuse me. Sometimes that happens. That was that coleslaw. Some curry powder. I like curry. Maybe it's the West Indian in me. I don't know. And like the cumin, won't add as much. Now this is a little secret recipe seasoning mix that I got from a buddy of mine that's experimenting. He said, hey, try this out, see if you like it. So we're going to put it in the mix today and see what happens. This too, I'm going to use about a tablespoon. And now, a little bit of sugar, baby. Let's get some brown sugar. Everybody has their favorites, Stuff you like to put in your mix, and you say, oh, I make the best mix. Mine is the best. And play with it, And you'll find what you like the best for your mix. So I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons, for a little love, we'll make it 3, of brown sugar. And now we're going to mix this up together, right? Get it all nice and lovey-dovey. Let the sugar marinate and everything. And brown sugar, sometimes it's a little lumpy, so you want to kind of mash your lumps out and get them into the seasoning. So one thing I forgot, can't forget that salt, baby. Put a little salt in there. Add a little more salt. And like I said, in prior videos, you guys gotta taste. Taste it. If you taste everything you like in there, it's gonna taste good on your ribs. So we're gonna give this a little taste. Now this is the thing. When you make your spice mix, you should taste everything. You shouldn't be like, man, it's a lot of salt in there. Man, that's spicier. Man, you should get a balance of everything in your seasoning. So for me, I think it needs a tad more salt. So I'm gonna put a little bit more salt in here. And now we're ready. So what we're gonna do is we'll grab a cutting board here. And I'm gonna cut my slab in half because I want it to fit into the pan so it can roast together. I don't want to have 2, 3, 4 pans. So I'm lining up my slab, right? And finding out where's my middle bone, all right? So I got it. So I'm going straight into the middle bone. Just cut down the middle. Be careful, watch your fingers. You're gonna need your fingers later. You don't wanna, have an accident. Cut away from you when you get to that little fatty piece, right? All right, so now we're ready to lather it up, baby. So I'm gonna give you guys a little more light so you can see. And I'm pretty much gonna sprinkle and rub this spice and give this pork a nice massage, this swine. You gotta love it down, All of you people that's not affectionate, that's how you make it taste good. You better give it some affection. That's another story. But we're going to love these ribs down. Love it down on both sides. And we'll see after I rub them down good how much seasoning I have left. Because I might give it a little bit more love. And I'm loving the fat. I'm loving the meat. All of it. You see, as I rub it down and the seasoning is everywhere. Even under that layer of fat, got up in there good. So let's do the other piece. All right, and do the back of it. And rub the sides. I mean, you gotta rub it down. Give this meat a nice massage. Get up all in the cracks. Because that's going to be that flavor, Sometimes you eat in a rib and you get that one piece and you're like, woo, it had that extra spice, huh? Oh, boy, I love it. So we getting these ribs rubbed down every crevice. Like, you can't miss a spot. Don't treat these ribs any different than you treat yourself. When you rub yourself down, whether you taking a shower or lotioning up, you don't miss a spot, You oil yourself down good. So we're going to do the same thing with these ribs. And I don't know if you guys can see, but I had just enough seasoning, for that one slab. So you're looking at about a tablespoon and a half of everything until you get to the cumin and curry. And then, you don't want so much. And like I said, you use what you have in your house. Don't overexert there. Overexert yourself. You can have a good cooked meal and don't have to spend an arm and a leg or 20 hours in the supermarket because you stuck in the line because you needed paprika to put it, even though you need paprika. But you get what I'm saying, So try to at least plan in advance. Everything is time management. Try to, if hey, this week I'm going to make some ribs, get the stuff in the house so that way when it comes to the weekend, you're not looking for what you need. You already have it. You're ready for your recipe. As we like to say as cooks, it would be mise en place. That's the French term for everything in its place. So when you're cooking, as I did, you get everything out, get it ready, have everything ready to go. And that way, you're not searching around for stuff. And then if you miss something, well, you missed something, you know. But you remember next time. So, we got these ribs ready to go. Got them on our baker's rack. Hey, it's going down. So, we're going to get these ribs into the oven at about 250, somewhere in the little middle of that. And I'm going to let them ride. It's Sunday. I'm going to relax. I'm going to watch some TV, maybe have a snack, maybe a little nap. And later on tonight, when we're ready for dinner and we do those baked beans, these ribs are going to be ready to go. So, this will be Human to Oxygen, Gabrielle Andrews. Thank you for joining me today. And, got your coleslaw, your ribs. The baked beans are kind of simple. You can pretty much, I have my favorite. I love those grilling beans. I'm in love with those grilling beans by Bush's. But you pick your favorite bean, you doctor it up, and you got your whole meal together. And this was less than a half an hour, guys. We did the coleslaw in the last segment. Right now we're doing the ribs, and I still haven't hit 30 minutes. So come on, there's no excuse for not having good food, quality food, finger licking food. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, so we're going to get these ribs in the oven so we can get our eat on later. And peace.